When you're serving and you get into your trophy position, what are you trying to achieve with your body? Having your lead shoulder be above your back knee. The more that you can get your lead shoulder to be above your back knee, the better you're going to be at loading your weight so that it is stacking and you're able to be a single mass, a single unit driving up to the ball. The more that you allow this distance of the shoulder and the knee to be there, the more that you're just spreading out your mass so that when you're ready to serve, you're gonna be wider when you hit as opposed to staying as a unit all together. So in order to achieve this position of the lead shoulder being above the back knee, it's not a matter of you just pushing out your hip, or it's not a matter of you just leaning over backwards. Both of these positions look like they're getting your shoulder closer to your knee or above your knee, but they're not really loading your hips, they're not really loading your legs, they're not really loading your upper body the way that you want to be able to serve powerfully. If I'm right here and I simply push my hips forward, I start putting a lot of stress on the outside of my leg, and I'm not in a position to be strong, fast, and powerful out of my trophy position. It is weak, and it's not moving me, it's not gonna be moving me aggressively into the serve. You're gonna be losing balance, and you're not able to explode after the ball. If you simply reach far over behind you, that's not good because one, you're losing balance going backwards, and two, you're creating momentum backwards when we are trying to be going forward into our serve. You don't want to load back over here and then feel like you're trying to go after the ball, but you're not set to go after it. So in order to get this lead shoulder above the back knee, it feels a lot more like if you are sitting into this lead hip. So the more that I simply sit and I'm able to be above my back knee, I can have my weight on my lead foot because I am transferring my weight. I'm going from my front leg with my weight onto my back leg with my weight. And now when I am ready to transfer forward and go after the ball, I need to move my weight from forward before I serve. I step back, and now when I transition forward, I am getting this lead shoulder above my back knee, and I'm sitting into my front leg, and I'm allowing my body to bend so that as this bend happens, I'm getting my weight stacked as a unit to move together when I'm ready to serve. So it shouldn't feel like you are sliding your hips forward. It shouldn't feel like you're leaning backwards. It should feel like you're allowing your body to bend and you're sitting into this front leg, into the front hip. So I'm sitting into this position to allow the lead shoulder to be above the back knee. From this position, now I can go after the serve, staying as a unit. And depending on your flexibility, maybe you're not able to get it completely vertical above the lead shoulder above the back knee, but as long as you are starting to put yourself in a position that is bringing your lead shoulder and back knee closer together, you are loading your body more as a single unit. And when you're ready to drive up, you're ready to move as a unit together. So when you're in the trophy position, you're going to be moving from your front leg onto the back leg and sit to get this lead shoulder above the back knee. A couple things to be aware of. If you are a beginner or intermediate player, you often are rushing too much and not allowing your weight to fully transfer onto the back leg. Beginner and intermediate players are too often here, and then they're already ready to get onto the front leg to serve. If you transfer your weight too soon back onto the front leg, you never let your weight settle, you never let yourself get set up the way that you want. There's still a lot of things moving, and so you're going to be trying to find your balance while still collecting your limbs and body to be balanced into the trophy position. Allow yourself to fully move from your front leg onto your back leg. This is not the fast part of the serve. You can wait right here. Although you do want to create a tempo so that you're able to just feel like it's all flowing together, but you want to allow yourself to know how you are shifting your weight, how you're moving your weight around. So we are going from our front leg onto our back leg, and then when we get back onto the front leg again, you want to be able to sit so that it is getting the lead shoulder above the back knee. So remember not to rush and feel like you need to get too fast onto the front leg. We want to make sure that we are directing the weight the way that we want as we're hitting. Another aspect is what is happening with your head. Your head is staying relatively still because as we transfer our weight back onto the front leg, we are not going from moving our weight on our front leg, or starting with our weight on our front leg, moving our weight onto our back leg, and then moving forward again onto our front leg. We do move our weight onto our front leg, but it feels like we're keeping our head over our back leg. So you are able to be forward onto your back leg, and then when I sit, it doesn't feel like I've changed my head, but you can see that my hips are moving to reposition myself so that now I have my lead shoulder above my back knee. My hips are back, my hips are still back, and now when I transfer my weight back onto my front foot, I am coming and I'm just moving my hips into this new position, but my head is staying relatively still. And as you do this, this is also going to be positioning yourself so that now you're angled looking up to where your serve is. If you simply bend down and keep your weight or keep your hips underneath your head, now it's going to feel like you need to arch your back a lot and be looking at the ball. And that's probably why your back might hurt on the serve. We want to stay in this crouched over position. And this crouched over position does not mean that we're always looking down. Depending on how you are positioning your body, you can still be in this crouched position, but now I can be actually looking up from this same position. I'm extending my arms out, but I don't have to be staying down. I can be on my front leg, and this is changing my body alignment so that when I move to go after the shot, I'm able to feel like I'm still comfortable staying down, but my legs are going to be throwing me up into the ball. And so that same idea with the head staying still also applies to when you're going after the shot. After you are in this trophy position, you want to feel like your head is staying back as your body is being thrown forward for the serve, as you are moving after the ball, as you are throwing your arm or throwing the racket after the ball. You don't want to be in this position, get out of it, and move your head forward. The more that your head follows your body, the more you're going to be going down as you serve. You want to be able to swing up as you serve. So we are transitioning our weight here, And when we go after it, it feels like my head is back, but you can see that my weight is already starting to be pulled forward into the court. So my weight's starting to move forward, and as my legs fire, they're gonna fire up, and the weight moving forward, the legs going up, means that I start to move forward too. If my weight's going forward and my legs go up, I'm not simply jumping straight up. I do have a forward momentum to that jump now. And the more that my head stays back, the more I'm able to see my shot, and the more I'm able to easily swing up after the ball. So it's not only important that you get your lead shoulder above the back knee, but it feels like your head is staying back so that when you are ready to throw yourself after the ball, after the serve, you're still able to maintain an upward trajectory with your swing path. So the main concepts are trying to get this lead shoulder above the back knee by sitting into this position, and then getting out of this position means that it feels like my head is staying back as this weight is being transferred forward into the ball. You don't want to be stuck, or you don't want to go so slow or transfer the weight too early so that there's no momentum going out of that. You want to feel like you're creating a tempo with it, whether you use a metronome and you're able to move your weight based on the beat, or whether you are counting it out yourself. You can be 1, 2, so you can learn how to shift your weight. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can be moving back and forth, and then you can add in 1. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is contact. Learning how to get yourself to land and create the position you want and be ready to spring out of that is what's going to keep your body together and yourself ready to go up after that serve. So keeping that tempo, keeping the beat is going to allow it to still have the spring to get out of that position. If you're not aware of the tempo, if you're not aware of the position that you want, then too often it's easy to be starting and then immediately trying to go serve. If I'm just falling back, have I created the position that I want? No. And I'm also putting more weight or more stress on my back as I feel like I'm leaning back, which technically I am starting to look up more to the ball, but I'm not in the position that I want to get my weight stacked and ready for the serve. So really take your time in each one of these positions to identify them, and then when you start creating the tempo that you want in it, you're not actually going to be stuck in those positions. I'm not moving into dead weight right here, holding onto it and then having to move a static mass. It should be feeling like there is a bounce to get out of this position. So that's why it's important to learn how to get your weight onto the back leg. Too often beginners are rushing out of that back leg position. And all I'm saying is that you need to learn how to get your weight onto the back leg, but you also need to learn how to get out of that. So we are getting out of that by when we shift our weight onto the front leg, we are shifting here, trying to create this shoulder above the back knee to get out of it. And most of the weight is on the front leg, but you still have some weight in order to support the back leg. So we're going here as a 1, 2, 3, and 4. Try to learn or identify how your head is staying relatively still, but you can see in relation to my head, my hips are actually moving from behind me right here to when I actually get into that trophy position, my hips are now over here. So I started from here and my trophy position gets my hips ahead of me. So I'm able to sit into this position, and that's naturally getting my lead shoulder above my back knee. And same thing, this head feels like it's staying back as I'm able to go up after the serve. So take out a basket and try that. Try it with a metronome, create a tempo, and see how much your serve can improve. The simple concept is trying to get your lead shoulder above your back knee. If you like this content, share it with a friend. If you found it valuable, consider donating to the Venmo link in the description below.